My beloved child, I invite you to pause for a moment and listen to the gentle stirrings of my heart. For I am reaching out to you with an everlasting love that seeks to comfort and strengthen you, no matter what you are facing right now, so that you may be reminded of the shelter of my arms and the unshakable support I provide each day. Never doubt this truth. I have walked beside you through all your struggles, and I have witnessed each sorrow and each tiny spark of hope that has arisen within you. Even when the night seemed darkest, I have stood by your side, ensuring that you would never truly be abandoned, and I will continue to stand firm, guarding you with compassion that never fails. Yes, I have formed you with a unique purpose, and I take joy in guiding you through every season of your life, no matter how challenging or triumphant. Trust in me, and move forward with confidence and peace. I see you as a precious treasure, intricately woven and designed by my loving hands, shining brightly like a rare jewel that cannot be matched. Do not allow the voices of the world to convince you that your worth is measured by earthly success or fleeting applause, for I have already declared you priceless beyond compare, cherished in my sight from the moment I breathed life into you. There is a place in my heart reserved solely for you, and each moment you lean closer to me, I rejoice in the closeness of our bond. Let your heart find rest in this promise and walk boldly toward the path I have prepared. I am fully aware of the burdens that weigh upon your shoulders, and I understand the strain that this world often lays upon you, pressing you from every side until you feel like you have nowhere left to turn. I have seen the tears you thought no one else would ever notice, and I have heard the unspoken cries that echo from the depths of your heart. Know this: I do not judge you for your fears, and I do not reject you for your doubts, for I am the one who comprehends the fragility of human longing. In my embrace, you can find true refuge, so do not hesitate to seek solace in my presence. I realize that at times, you feel like a lost traveler wandering through arid deserts of uncertainty, fearful that you may not find the nourishment or guidance you need. But remember that I am the wellspring that never runs dry, the oasis that offers sweet refreshment when your soul feels parched and unsteady. I am the one who calls you to rest beneath the shelter of my grace, promising to revive your weary spirit and restore your hope in ways you may not yet understand. Come to me in prayer, release your anxieties into my care, and trust that I will be your everlasting support. Let these words renew your faith and dare to believe in the miracles I have in store. You may feel as though doors are slamming shut around you and windows of opportunity seem tightly sealed against your dreams, but I assure you that I am working behind the scenes, orchestrating events that will lead you into a future filled with blessings. Even when your eyes cannot perceive the path ahead and your steps tremble beneath the weight of past disappointments, I am laying a foundation of grace beneath your feet, ensuring that you can stand firm regardless of the storm. Therefore, cast aside your anxieties and allow me to lift you above the waves of doubt and discouragement, for I delight in guiding you toward new horizons. Grasp this hope and do not let the darkness of the moment define your tomorrow. My child, I see your heart yearning for connection, searching for compassion, and longing to be understood by a world that sometimes feels distant and cold. Do not fear that your deepest emotions are overlooked, or that your silent cries go unanswered. For I hear every whisper of your soul, and hold each moment of your life in my loving hands. I do not slumber or turn my gaze away from you, but instead I envelop you with unending care, guiding you with steady arms through every valley and up every challenging mountain you encounter. Be at peace and look ahead with hope in my faithfulness. I know there have been moments when you have prayed with all your might, yet it seemed as though answers were slow to come, leaving you questioning whether your pleas have even been heard. But I remind you that I am the God who hears every sigh, collects every tear, and works in ways far beyond your finite understanding, weaving together a tapestry of grace in the backdrop of your life. Wait upon me and trust that my timing is perfect, for I never forget the promises I have spoken, nor do I disregard the yearnings of your humble heart. Let this truth comfort you, and believe that I am already shaping a blessing out of your waiting. There is no sorrow too profound for my compassion, and there is no wound I cannot mend, for I am the great healer who tends to the broken with gentle hands. When you feel overcome by the weight of grief, remember that my strength is made perfect in your weakness, and through your darkest times, my guiding light shines all the brighter. Turn your eyes to me, and do not let despair take root in your soul, for with every trial comes the possibility of renewal. Press forward, and hold fast to the healing power of my divine mercy. In all the seasons of your life, from the sunlit moments of joy to the storms of heartbreak and loss, I remain unwavering in my commitment to stand by you. You are like a fragile flower, and I am the gardener who tenderly tends to each petal, ensuring that you grow strong under my care, nourished by my living water. Even if at times it feels as though the rain is relentless and you cannot see the shining sun beyond your troubles, know that I am working within those circumstances to refine you, leading you toward flourishing growth. Draw near to me and trust that I will bring you into a new dawn. I will not abandon you in the wilderness of your fears, nor will I leave you to tread the troubled waters of your emotions alone. Whenever the storms rage and you hear the tumult of waves crashing around you, remember that I am the one who speaks. Peace, be still, and the winds yield to my command. So do not let panic overtake you, for you stand beneath the shelter of my might, and I hold you firmly in the palm of my hand. Keep this assurance deep in your heart, and walk through every storm with courage. I delight in hearing your voice, whether it comes through spoken prayers or the quiet thoughts of your inner being, because our relationship is not built upon any human standard, but upon an unbreakable bond of love I formed with you before you even drew your first breath. Yes, you matter to me, not for what you achieve or how perfectly you present yourself, but simply because you are my beloved child, and I have chosen you to partake in my joy. Even if you stumble or falter in doubt, I will never scold you for your humanity, because I see the beauty of your willingness to trust. Let that comfort guide you, and lift your heart in faith toward me. When you lie awake in the night, feeling the weight of uncertainty bearing down upon your mind, remember that my presence gently surrounds you, like a comforting blanket that guards you from every fear. I do not rest or grow weary, for I am the eternal watchman who keeps vigil over your life, ensuring that each new day brings renewed mercies and fresh hope. Let your heart be still in that quiet knowledge, and never forget that tomorrow will dawn with my hand already blessing your path. Take solace in this promise and allow peace to settle into your soul. Do not allow the pitfalls of self-doubt or the criticisms of others to choke out the dream that I have planted in you, for I have placed gifts and talents in your spirit that are meant to shine brightly for my glory. Resist the temptation to compare yourself to anyone else, for comparison robs you of gratitude, and you are uniquely fashioned with a divine purpose that no one else can fulfill. Let this reality embolden you to step forward in faith, investing the gifts I have entrusted to you in ways that bring hope and healing to those around you. Continue onward, full of the confidence I provide. I know that sometimes you wonder if you have strayed too far for my grace to find you, or if your mistakes have alienated you from my affection. Be assured that no distance is too great for my love, and even if you feel unworthy of receiving it, I beckon you to come closer, precisely because my grace is greater than your shortcomings. I see your potential, I see your heart, and I understand the battles you face better than you do yourself. So do not let guilt or shame hinder you any longer. Come, lean into my embrace and receive the forgiveness that I freely offer. You are not alone on the days when your tears flow freely, and you question the meaning behind your trials. For I am with you in every moment, sharing your sorrow and promising never to abandon you in the midst of confusion. I am the one who can turn your mourning into dancing when you surrender your hurts into my capable hands, allowing my light to illuminate the shadows you fear will consume you. Let not discouragement dictate your destiny, for I have written eternity on your heart, and I have endowed you with a resilience that surpasses what the world can comprehend. Cling to my reassurance and trust in my timing. Whenever your strength feels depleted and you are tempted to accept defeat, do not forget that my power is made perfect in your weakness, and through the humbling seasons of life, I mold you into a vessel better able to carry my grace to others. I am not distant or disinterested in your struggles. Rather, I am actively imparting fortitude, sharpening your faith, and preparing you for breakthroughs that will astonish you. Come with open hands, ready to receive from me the renewal your spirit longs for, and lay down your burdens without shame. Embrace my strength and believe that I will lift you up. Even in the chaos of daily living, with countless voices clamoring for your attention, I am gently calling you back to the stillness of my presence, where you can rediscover the peace that surpasses all understanding. Do not be alarmed if the world's noise seems relentless, for I am the anchor that holds you steady, offering a calm harbor amid the roiling seas of distraction and anxiety. When you feel scattered and overwhelmed, remember that I can gather your weary thoughts and soothe your troubled soul, realigning your heart with my everlasting love. Treasure this moment and rest in my nearness. At times you wrestle with the notion that you must deserve my favor or earn my kindness through relentless effort or perfection. Yet I tell you that my grace cannot be purchased or merited by your deeds, and I pour out my blessings not as payment for your worthiness, but because I am the source of all good things, delighting in blessing my children. Shake off the burden of self-imposed striving and come to me with open arms and a contrite spirit, acknowledging that I have already showered you with more than you can imagine. Stay humble in my presence, and you will find perfect rest. I see your heart's longing for deeper meaning, for a calling that resonates with the core of your being, and I assure you that I have placed a divine purpose within you, tailor-made for your unique personality and passions. Do not underestimate the possibilities that arise when you partner with my will, for I am known to use ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary feats in the world. Let your dreams be shaped by my guidance, allowing me to refine them until they shine with the brilliance of hope and love, bringing blessings to many. Press forward and expect great things in my name. There is no mountain too high or valley too dark for me to journey with you, and I am not intimidated by the magnitude of your obstacles. Rather, I am the one who can transform insurmountable barriers into stepping stones, guiding you along a path of growth and victory. Whether your challenges stem from external pressures or internal battles, take heart in knowing that you never fight alone. My armies of angelic hosts stand ready to defend, protect, and lead you through every struggle. Step forth with courage and trust in my undefeated power. In moments of isolation, when you feel as though no one can truly comprehend the burdens you carry, I assure you that my understanding surpasses all earthly limitations, and my empathy knows no bounds. I see the secrets of your heart, the fears unspoken, and the wishes left unuttered. Yet I hold all of these tenderly, without condemnation. I am the friend who never disappoints, the confidant who always keeps your story safe, and the companion who walks alongside you in every season. Feel my closeness, and never forget that I treasure the entirety of who you are. Let your spirit bask in my unwavering affection, and do not hesitate to draw near, for my presence is the safest place you could ever dwell. There is nothing in your past, present, or future that can eclipse the radiance of my love, because I am the eternal flame that warms your heart, lighting your way through the darkest tunnels of uncertainty. Keep your gaze fixed upon me, and let your faith rise above every doubt, every fear, and every stumbling block that attempts to impede your progress. Persist in hope and watch as I guide you every step of the way. I call you to embrace the process of becoming, for I have set you on a journey of growth, transformation, and the gradual uncovering of my divine purpose in your life. Do not be dismayed when you encounter setbacks or when progress seems slow, for I often work behind the scenes, intricately weaving together the strands of your story for a greater glory yet to be unveiled. Remember that a seed buried in the earth must first break open before it can rise toward the sun, and so it is with your faith. It must sometimes be stretched before it blossoms into fullness. Hold on to this hope and dare to believe in miracles you have yet to see. When the voices of doubt whisper that you lack the strength to overcome adversity, I urge you to recall that my power knows no limits, and my grace is sufficient in every test of endurance. I am the steady rock upon which you stand, and though the ground may quake with uncertainty, you will not be shaken, for my love surrounds and stabilizes you. If you lean on me, trusting that I can handle what you cannot, you will experience a peace that transcends the urgency of your circumstances, uplifting you beyond the shadows of discouragement. Take this peace and use it to face each day with resolve. Sometimes you may wonder if your prayers truly matter, especially when answers are not immediately visible or when the waiting season seems too long to bear. However, do not underestimate the power of a single petition lifted in faith, for I hear each word, and I carefully respond in ways that align with your ultimate good and my sovereign plan. Keep praying, keep seeking, and remain vigilant, for I am faithful to fulfill my word, and I will not let your hope go unanswered. Stay anchored in my promises, and trust that timing is part of my perfect strategy. I invite you to rediscover the joy and wonder that come from resting in my presence, much like a child who simply knows that their loving parent will take care of every detail. In a world that often values relentless busyness and achievement, dare to slow down, quiet your racing heart, and attune yourself to the gentle nudging of my spirit. You might be amazed to find that I speak in whispers, weaving my guidance into the tapestry of your daily life, encouraging you, teaching you, and reminding you of my unceasing devotion. Surrender your worries to me, and watch as joy floods your soul. In every triumph, remember to give thanks and acknowledge my hand at work, for I delight in seeing you prosper and rejoice in celebrating your accomplishments. Yet do not become overly confident in your own abilities, forgetting that all good things flow from my grace, and I alone am the source of abiding blessing. Walk humbly with me, ensuring that your success remains an opportunity to glorify my name and to bless others with the overflow of my provisions in your life. Keep your heart gracious and shine as a beacon of my kindness. When trials come like waves crashing upon the shore, relentless and formidable, remind yourself that no storm lasts forever, and that I am your steadfast anchor in every tempest. Even if the thunder seems deafening and the winds threatening, do not let fear eclipse your faith, for I have not given you a spirit of timidity, but of power, love, and sound judgment. You can rise above the swirling chaos by holding on to my promises, clinging to the truth that I am bigger than any challenge you face. Allow hope to fuel your perseverance, and see yourself standing victorious when the storm subsides. You may question why certain doors remain shut, despite your fervent prayers and determined knocks. Yet trust that I am the gatekeeper who ensures that you will not enter a path that would harm you or divert you from the destiny I have in store. While you may not always understand my ways, Remember that I am the author of wisdom and goodness, orchestrating events for a purpose that transcends your immediate understanding. Lay down your frustration and let your faith open your eyes to the new avenues I am revealing. As you journey forward, be mindful of the importance of gratitude, for a thankful heart transforms your perspective, enabling you to see the abundance of blessings hidden in even the smallest corners of your daily routine. Rejoice in the warmth of the sun, the sound of laughter, and the kindness of a friend, recognizing that these are glimpses of my love woven into ordinary life. A grateful spirit opens the door to deeper intimacy with me as you begin to spot my fingerprints upon every detail of your world. Let gratitude become your anthem and watch your joy multiply. I long for you to taste the sweetness of my peace, which surpasses all earthly comforts and fosters a sense of stability even when outside circumstances are far from ideal. My peace is not fragile or momentary. It is an anchor for your soul, steadying you when doubts surge like high tides. Choose to embrace this peace, actively surrendering your anxieties and concerns to my care, trusting that I am more than capable of handling what troubles your heart. Keep your eyes fixed on me and remember that nothing can shatter the tranquility I offer. If you feel battered by the storms of life, envision yourself sheltered beneath my outstretched wings, like a tiny bird seeking refuge in a mighty oak. I cover you with my protection, standing guard when the winds rage and ensuring that no tempest will sweep you away from my keeping. Believe in my readiness to shield you from harm, and rest in the assurance that I will steer you clear of destruction, even when the path is perilous. Take courage in this promise, and trust my mighty presence. Come to me in prayer not as a last resort, but as your first response, recognizing that my power is fully capable of orchestrating miracles you never thought possible. Open your heart to me, not worrying about the correct words or elaborate rituals, for I treasure every syllable uttered with sincerity and humility. I am always listening, always ready to impart my grace and open new doors before you, if only you will invite me into your troubles and let me guide the outcome. Cling to this practice and see how prayer transforms your life. My hand is upon you, molding your character through each victory and each challenge, refining you with the gentle precision of a potter shaping clay. Do not resist my touch, even when it feels uncomfortable, because my intention is to form you into a vessel of honor, able to carry my love to the corners of the world. The process may stretch your patience, but trust in my wisdom, for I see the end product of grace and beauty that emerges after the fire of trials has done its work. Be malleable, and watch yourself become an instrument of blessing. When you stand at a crossroads, uncertain of which path to choose, quiet your heart and tune into my guidance, for I am the good shepherd who leads you beside still waters. Resist the temptation to rush ahead without clarity, and instead pause, seeking my voice above all others, confident that I know precisely where you need to go and how best to get you there. In your patience, you will see my direction unveiled, and your journey will be marked by peace instead of strife. Be calm and trust in my guidance. Let your soul be stirred by the reality of my constant devotion, for I am not a distant deity, but a loving Father who cares deeply for every aspect of your well-being. Wherever you go, I go with you, whether you are celebrating on the mountaintops or lamenting in the depths of the valley. My presence remains steadfast. Let this knowledge shift your perspective, so that even in hard times, you remember you are not walking alone, for I hold your hand with unwavering kindness. Take heart and rely on my unchanging love. I call you to cling to hope like a lighthouse rising above the stormy sea, for hope in me is a powerful force that penetrates even the gloomiest despair. When the night seems endless, let the beam of my promises guide you back to the safe harbor of faith. illuminating the darkness that threatens to envelop you. This hope is an anchor for your soul, preventing you from drifting into despair when life's currents pull you in uncertain directions. Anchor yourself in my word and do not let go. Your life is a precious narrative, and every chapter, whether marked by tears or laughter, contributes to the masterpiece that I am composing through you. Trust that I write each page with purpose, weaving moments of growth, revelation, and redemption into the fabric of your days, all to prepare you for the joyful climax of eternal fellowship with me. Resist the urge to rush the storyline, understanding that I am both the author and the finisher of your faith, working all things for your good. Savor each lesson and move forward with anticipation of what I will do next. You do not journey alone, for I have placed people in your life who can share in your burdens, your triumphs, and your prayers. Take notice of these companions and cherish them, for they are gifts meant to support and uplift you when the road becomes steep or lonely. Be willing to let others see your vulnerability, and do not shy away from offering them the same support, forming a network of grace and fellowship that reflects my heart. Step forward together and be unified in my love. Remind yourself often that I, the Lord of creation, have chosen you to be an heir of promise, meaning you have access to the treasures of my kingdom, peace, joy, mercy, wisdom, and love beyond measure. You are not an orphan wandering aimlessly. Rather, you are a beloved child with a rich inheritance, sealed by my covenant of grace. Live with the confidence that arises from this identity, never allowing the opinions of others or the fleeting standards of the world to diminish your worth. Stand in the truth and flourish in my favor. Whenever you are tempted to shrink back or hide your gifts, fearing criticism or failure, remember that I have called you to shine as a light upon a hill, illuminating the path for those still searching in darkness. Do not let your insecurities eclipse the boldness I have granted you, for I equip you with everything necessary to fulfill the purpose I have set upon your life. Let your trust in me overshadow your fear, and move forward in courageous faith, confident that I work all things in your favor. Live boldly and reflect my glory. I understand that your heart may ache for loved ones who are far from me, or for relationships that have been strained or broken. Take comfort in the truth that my power to restore is greater than any rift, and my capacity to reconcile hearts is unparalleled, working across time, distance, and misunderstanding. Continue lifting these dear ones before me in prayer, asking that my spirit soften hearts, open eyes, and draw them nearer to my grace. Keep believing and expect that I will move in ways that astound you. My child, rest your weary soul in the knowledge that I am the good shepherd who seeks out every lost lamb, tenderly caring for those who have wandered and gently guiding them back to my fold. I see where you have felt lost, unsure, or disconnected, and I long to bring you into intimate fellowship where you can flourish. This invitation extends also to those you love, for my compassion is endless, and I take joy in reuniting those who have strayed with the love they have been missing. Lean on me and trust that I will lead you home. Wherever you find yourself today, no matter how dire the circumstance or how tangled the path, remember that I am the master of redemption, capable of transforming even the direst scenarios into stories of triumph and grace. The crucible of adversity you endure today can become the testimony of victory you share tomorrow, inspiring others to place their trust in my unfailing goodness. Do not lose sight of this perspective and cling to the knowledge that nothing is beyond my ability to redeem. Persevere and watch my miracles unfold. I yearn for you to approach me in stillness, taking a moment each day to align your heart with mine, because your true rest is found not in the distractions of the world, but in the quiet nearness of my presence. Savor the silence and let your soul be replenished by my spirit, listening for the gentle wisdom I impart when you pause long enough to perceive it. You will find that burdens feel lighter, minds feel clearer, and hearts feel fuller when you abide in me, for I renew you from within. Seek my presence and find lasting rest. In times when frustration mounts and you feel your anger boiling over, remember that I have given you the fruit of self-control, enabling you to respond with patience and love instead of lashing out in bitterness. Turn to me, and I will calm the turbulence in your soul, reminding you that gentle words and compassionate actions can diffuse tension and create pathways to healing. Let my peace flow through your reactions, and watch how your relationships transform under the influence of my Spirit. Continue steadfast in compassion and keep your heart humble. Envision the seeds of faith you sow day by day, through prayer, through small acts of kindness, through moments of quiet devotion, sprouting into a lush garden of blessings. For I do not allow any seed sown in my name to remain fruitless. Be encouraged that every time you extend grace or show mercy, you mirror my character to a world hungry for genuine love, and you add to the harvest of righteousness that testifies to my glory. Await the season of reaping with anticipation, knowing that I am faithful to bring about growth. Plant your seeds of faith and believe in the harvest to come. My beloved, I have engraved your future upon my heart with meticulous detail, pouring my boundless creativity into the plans I have for you, and ensuring that you are guided step by step into my perfect will. Even if you cannot yet see the unfolding of that design, be assured that my hand is steady and I am weaving a destiny filled with hope, purpose, and blessings abundant. Let your soul be lifted in confidence, for I do not forsake my children, and I will not relent until my promises have been fulfilled in your life. Remain secure in my unfailing commitment. When guilt tries to whisper that your past disqualifies you from my favor, recall that I am the one who declares you spotless through the blood of my Son, washing away every stain that once marked your heart. No condemnation remains when you stand beneath the banner of my grace, for I have separated you from your sins as far as the east is from the west. Take comfort in your status as redeemed and beloved, and let your life bear witness to the transforming power of my forgiveness. Walk freely, liberated from condemnation. I am your champion, and I will fight for you in battles both visible and unseen, protecting your spirit from the forces that seek to steal your joy and quench your faith. You need not fear the darkness, for I am the light that dispels the shadows, and my victory is assured in every confrontation. Stand upon my word and use the truth of my promises as a shield against despair, confident that I am mighty in battle and will not fail you. Step forward and see the triumph I bring. If loneliness creeps into your heart, tempting you to believe that no one understands or cares, call upon me, for I am the companion who stands ready to comfort and uplift you at all hours of the day and night. Let my presence fill the emptiness, and trust that I place people in your life at the right time to remind you that you are genuinely loved. You are not destined to walk in isolation. You are part of a divine family held together by my boundless affection. Embrace this truth and let it fill you with warmth. Think of my words as streams of living water quenching your spiritual thirst, rejuvenating the parched places in your heart that have grown weary from life's trials. Drink deeply of my promises, meditating on them until they become woven into your thoughts and emotions, strengthening you against the lies that would rob you of hope. As you saturate your mind in my truth, you will find that anxiety recedes and courage blossoms, lighting your path even in the darkest nights. Let these waters revive you and stand firm in my faithfulness. I rejoice each time you choose to worship, lifting your voice or bowing your head in reverence, because worship opens a doorway for my presence to permeate your circumstances with peace and clarity. Praise has the power to shift your perspective from the difficulties that seem insurmountable to the greatness of my power. reminding you that I am able to do exceedingly above all you can ask or imagine. When despair tries to silence your song, sing louder, and watch as the atmosphere around you changes through the uplifting force of my Spirit. Worship boldly and feel my nearness. You may feel that your contributions are insignificant, overshadowed by the needs and accomplishments around you, but I see every act of love, every whispered prayer, and every quiet sacrifice. No gesture escapes my notice, for I weigh the heart, and I value compassion over spectacle. Continue being faithful in the little things, and trust that I will multiply your efforts in ways you may never fully comprehend. Remain steadfast, and know that your faithfulness warms my heart. I have observed the times you stood on the brink of giving up, convinced that you could not endure another day of trials, yet somehow you found the resolve to take one more step. That strength was not accidental. It was my Spirit breathing new life into your soul, reminding you that I will never leave you defenseless. Lean into that truth whenever hopelessness strikes, knowing that my power is available and my grace is more than enough. Persevere with the assurance that you are held securely in my grasp. Be mindful of your words, dear one, for they carry the potential to wound or to heal, to sow strife or to nurture unity, and I have called you to be a speaker of life and blessing. Before you speak in anger or frustration, pause and invite my Spirit to temper your response so that compassion flows from your lips. In doing so, you mirror my heart for reconciliation and peace, drawing others closer to the fountain of love that is found in me. Use your voice to build and honor me in your speech. Consider the lilies of the field that I clothe in radiant splendor, and the sparrows that I feed daily without their need to toil or worry, and know that you are worth far more than these simple creations. I am mindful of your every need, and I will supply for you in ways that manifest my generosity and remind you of my faithful provision. Trust me, even when resources appear scarce, and watch as I open doors and opportunities to provide for your well-being. Let your faith flourish, and do not let anxiety rule your heart. I desire for you to live in peace with others, extending grace and patience in your relationships, just as I continually extend these to you. When conflict arises, seek my wisdom on how to respond with gentleness and humility, remembering that love is the highest calling and the ultimate testimony to my presence in your life. You can disagree without forsaking compassion, and you can stand firm in truth without forsaking kindness. Strive for harmony and trust that I will bless your efforts to maintain peace. When your mind becomes cluttered by the noise of endless to-do lists and pressing demands, pause to center yourself in my presence, remembering that I am greater than any task or deadline. In this space of stillness, your soul can breathe, and you can realign your priorities with my eternal perspective, ensuring that what you do has lasting value. Let me infuse your work with meaning, so that each endeavor becomes a form of worship and a reflection of my excellence. Rest in me, and let my guidance shape your pace. Treasure my word within your heart, for it is a lamp unto your feet, showing you the way through moral confusion and cultural shifting. Saturate your mind in its truths, reflecting on its promises so that you remain grounded in a world that is constantly changing. My word is alive and active, molding your character to mirror my own, and granting you wisdom beyond human understanding. Cling to it, and let your faith be fortified day by day. I promise you that there is no challenge too great, no valley too deep, and no night too dark that my light cannot penetrate, shining hope into the very fabric of your being. The cross stands as an eternal symbol of my redemptive power, showing you that even in the face of what looks like utter defeat, I can bring forth resurrection and triumph. Remember that my love has overcome the world, and therefore you need not be conquered by despair. Lift your eyes to me and walk in victory. Be encouraged to dream again, to resurrect the visions and aspirations you may have set aside, because I am the God who breathes life into what appears dormant. If I have planted a seed of calling in your spirit, trust me to nurture it in due time, even if you do not yet see the fruits of that promise. I work in ways both seen and unseen, orchestrating events that will align with your destiny when you abide in faith. Dream boldly and believe that I will bring forth the harvest. At times you may think you have to accomplish everything by your own strength, forgetting that you were never meant to shoulder every responsibility without my help. I invite you to yoke yourself with me, for my burden is light and my support is unwavering, allowing you to walk forward without being crushed by the weight of unending obligations. Let me carry the load you cannot, and find freedom in depending on my inexhaustible might. Share your burdens with me and receive my restful provision. When you reflect on your life, you can trace moments of my intervention, those coincidences that were not coincidences at all, but carefully orchestrated blessings. Let your soul swell with gratitude, and let your faith be bolstered by recalling the countless times I delivered you from harm or led you toward unexpected opportunities. These reflections are anchors of remembrance, testaments to my enduring care, reminding you that I remain faithful through every season. Cherish these memories and trust that I will continue to guide you. I am intimately acquainted with every desire of your heart, from the grand visions for the future to the quiet longings you hardly dare to speak aloud. Know that I delight in blessing you, not merely to grant your wishes, but to deepen your understanding of my goodness and to strengthen our bond of trust. Submit your hopes and dreams to me, asking that my will be done, and watch as I either fulfill your desires or reshape them into something far greater than you could imagine. Keep hope alive and let your faith in my plans grow. You are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love. I bless you now and forevermore, and I declare peace and hope over every aspect of your life. Look forward with unwavering faith, because the very best is yet to come. Rejoice always,